beautiful day to be out on the mountain here at X Games Aspen as we welcome you now to the real cost men's snowboard big air elimination. What's happening, everybody? Brandon Graham alongside the voice of snowboarding, Craig McMorris, and of course the third member of our team, DC, reporting all day long from the course. Excited for this one, Craig. Quite the roster, including the most decorated big air athlete in history, Mr. Max Perot.
Now, you're thinking, why isn't he getting a bye to the final? Last year, he wasn't here. What was he doing? He was battling cancer. What did he do when he beat cancer? He went to Norway and won an X Games gold in big air, his first event back. We had the pleasure of calling that, and it was one of the highlights of my life to see something like that. 2 months removed from his last chemo treatment, so he's here. He's ready to go for the big air. Unfortunately, didn't qualify for the slope final, so this is his last event to earn a medal here in Aspen. Brando?
Yeah, such a special moment, and you know Max is going to come with a force because this has been an event synonymous with his success for so long. A look at our competition format. 9 athletes out here, 25-minute jam session. You remember that from previous years, top 6 advance. Departure. No more you got to spin one way, spin the other. It's all about overall impression, Craig.
That is correct. The amount of jumps that you land and the quality of those jumps, that all plays into it. You don't have to spin right or left, but I mean, if you do, it's going to help you. Now, whoever qualifies from this elimination will go up against Mark McMorris and Sven Thorgren. Takeru Atsuka, our defending gold medalist, unfortunately blew his knee at the end of last year and is not ready to compete. So 6 out of 9 go through. I'm ready to go.
Who are those 9? Well, I'm glad you asked. Obviously, Max Perot anchoring this list, but look at these names: Yuki Kadono, Chris Corney, Rene Renacongas, Torgeir, Mons, Kyle, Darcy. This is a really awesome list, and there's going to be some really big names left out because that's how talented this field is, Craig.
Canada, Japan, Norway. It's a battle of nations.
Well, I guess we should just get this thing going, huh?
Why not? I don't see why not.
Kyle Mack, 22 years old, in his 7th X Games appearance, still in search of that first podium finish.
Right foot forward, starting things off, backside triple.
Oh!
Japan, but landing on his back, way under rotated. Look up in the left-hand side of your screen there, folks. You get the clock. That's the play clock. So as that thing counts down, all the riders will be going. Everybody gets the same amount of runs. So if the clock runs out while we're midway through the start list, the rest of the field will get to drop. Very different from what we have seen in previous years, but I love this format because we get to see the most amount of snowboarding. Kyle Mack going down on run 1.
Ton of pace with this one. Darcy Sharp, 23 years old, has always looked good on the slopestyle course. Still trying to find that success, though, in big air here at X Games, Craig.
Darcy Sharp, I mean, he qualified through with ease in the slopestyle event, so he's got men's slopestyle final tomorrow. See if he can punch his ticket to the final here. Dropping in left foot forward. I'm thinking front triple. I'm thinking right. Hi, how you doing? The kid from Comox comes correct. That's an alliteration because I used C at the start of all those words. Darcy Sharp, that is how you do a frontside triple cork.
Wow.
If it's anything like that slopestyle elimination, just get jumps down. It's not about just one crazy jump. It's 2, 3. That's going to put you into that top 6.
Yeah, and you might be watching going, where are the scores? Again, new format. It's live rankings. You're seeing exactly what the judges are reacting to in real time. We move on, though, to Mons Roysland.
Frontside 1440, grabbing tail grab the entirety of the rotation. Now, Darcy Sharp did a front 14 triple cork. When I say triple cork, he went off kilter 3 separate times. The way that Mons does his frontside 1440, he goes off kilter 2 separate times. Starts off really cork there, grabs tail, and then just unwinds. So at this point, Darcy would be on his 2nd cork and then dropping to his 3rd. Mons spaces out the rotation through 2 separate corks. 4 full 360s around, and I know it sounds like I'm good at math, but I've just watched a lot of snowboarding.
So here's Torgeir Bjergrum, 28 years old, out of Norway.
I think that was a back 1620. And if that was, that's going to be a monster score. Torgeir Bjergrum, also known as T-Bird, if you will, has got one of the best back 1620s. He keeps it so flat through the entirety of the rotation. A lot of guys who are doing that amount of spinning are going off kilter 3 separate times. Torger has the ability to keep it flat.
Yo Aizawa, 20 years old, an X Games rookie here in Big Air, Craig.
He has a lot of fun on his snowboard, and he can whip a backside rotation around. Whoa. Backside 1440 goes down. Uncharacteristic for Yo there. I had the pleasure of riding a couple laps with him right before I came into the booth here, and he is so fun. He's just having a blast out here. He's ripping around. He's going to be in the rail jam and knuckle huck.
Rene Renacongas, who has enough stoke for the entire Buttermilk Mountain. One of the really good guys in our sport, taking off for his first attempt here in Big Air.
Backside triple, make no mistake, grabbing Melon. The Finn has got to be happy with that. So Darcy Sharp still holding on to that #1 spot. I don't believe that this jump from Rene Renacongas is going to beat him, but I think it's going to put him up into the conversation of that 4th, 3rd position.
Well, again, it's a 9-man field, 6 move on. You don't need to be first. You just don't need to be 7th, 8th, or 9th.
Yeah.
So here's Chris Corning, 20 years old. He does have a bronze medal in Big Air he earned back in 2018 in Norway.
Just like Rene Renacongas, he drops a back 1440, and the Corning faithful are ecstatic.
Chris's parents, Laura and Brooke, out here. Of course, he's out of Silverthorne, Colorado.
So we just saw Rene Renacongas do that back triple 1440, grabbing right hand, heel side edge, a melon grab, if you will. Chris Corning matches that. Very, very clean landing.
Yuki Kadono has 6 X Games medals. They're all in Big Air, including a gold, which he earned back in 2016 in Oslo.
We know he's got a back 16. And, I mean, if you're going to write a 10, he does. Is that a little, what do you call it, the wave?
That was a little wavy worm.
That was insane, ladies and gentlemen. I believe that that could definitely rival Darcy Sharp's front triple due to the execution. We know he's got a back triple 16. We know he's got a switchback triple 16. So if he can put both those down, he's going to be very, very tough to beat. But that back triple 16, I mean.
Craig, you had said before broadcast that you thought riders were going to need 16s, probably different ways to move on. And it's looking like that's the place. Take a look at that graphic. Most X Games snowboard gold. Sean White with 13, Lindsey Jacobellis 10, Mark Kelly, Nate Holland, and Max Perot right there trying to add to his collection. Could this be a 6th gold medal year for him?
Well, if he's going cap triple 16 like that, may as well just put it in the bank right now.
There are
Max Perot.
few that are more automatic.
Yeah, that's the best word
on this jump than Max Perot, and that's a prime example of it, Craig.
Precision on that cab takeoff, and just, it looks like he lands a straight air. So simple, yet so difficult.
We call it a no-doubter.
It's a no-doubter.
So top of the field once again, Kyle Mack dropping in.
Fell on that backside triple Japan, goes for it again. Gotta get going though. Puts it down, you can see the snow come up, so I don't think he got it as clean as he would have liked, but definitely rode away. Great, great trick for Kyle Mack. And the reason I think he's been under rotating a little bit is right here. Look at this Japan grab. So when you come in that rotation and you arch your back, it slows down the flips that you are doing and makes you makes it that much harder to land.
So Max Perot taking over the top spot. Yuki Kadono and Darcy Sharp, our next rider to drop in, rounding out our top 3. As we're closing in on the 18-minute mark here in eliminations.
So Darcy Sharp coming into this jump switch now. Switch back 12, switch tail grab to an unintentional manual down the landing there, but that was very, very cool. You got a little 5-0, he says. You can hear him there. Now, as I mentioned at the start, I think if you want to be in the top 3, you got to have a 16. We see Max Perot, Yuki Kadono sitting there, 1 and 2. Both did 16s respectively. But Darcy Sharp's front triple was very, very, very well done. And this switchback 12 switch tail grab was also very well done. So I think he's going to be very safe in that 3rd position. Or maybe just jump into 1st. Either or. Either or is fine.
So Mons Roysland sitting in 4th again, top 6, moving on to tomorrow's final.
Switch backside 69. How you doing?
Bringing it around.
Wow. That is how you do a switchback 16. So Yuki Kodono put down that backside 1620. This is the exact opposite. This is Mons' unnatural way of riding into the jump, switch backside. 4.5 times round. Come on.
And Mons taking over the top spot in our live rankings. And Darcy, by the way, his last attempt put him up a spot. Now Max Perot sitting in third, but here's Torgeir Bergrum sitting in fifth.
Cab 10 double from Torgeir Bergrum. I think he maybe wanted a little bit more. Kind of slowed it down a little bit on that rotation. So maybe cab triple from Torgeir. I haven't actually seen him do a cab triple, so that'd be a new one for him.
Here's Yo for his second attempt, trying to land something right now and make some noise for this Aspen crowd.
A lot of time left on the clock, 16 minutes, and that's how you start it. Get to work, puts down that back triple that he fell on in run one. Now he can move on. And that is a great toe side edge. Full 360.
Good to go.
So Torgeir jumping up into third. Rene Renekongas sitting in seventh.
Frontside 1260 there. Grabbing Melon. It's crazy to think that 1260s are just like...
May not get you into a final. Actually, probably will not get you into a final.
That is crazy to me. That is absolutely crazy. But Rene Renekongas landed that back triple Melon in run one. Switches it up. Trying to get in that top 6 position.
So Rene jumping up into the top 4. Chris Corning just bumped out of the top 6. Can he get back in?
We'll see. It's just such a battle with this jam format. I love how you don't see numbers next to the names. It's all about that live ranking. It changes like we just saw. Rene Renekongas jumped up a spot while Chris Corning was dropping into the jump. You don't play that mind game where you're like, oh, I just need to get 2 or 3 more points. It's like, I gotta ride my best.
It's the Aspen Shuffle. Yuki Kodono sitting in 6th. He wants to give himself some breathing room and move up just a tad, sitting on that bubble spot.
Frontside 1440 tail grab. So he's got that back triple 16. This frontside 1440 is going to be a very, very welcome addition to his body of work because that back triple 16 was scored very, very well. Put him into that #1 spot for a moment. As he adds this front 14, I think he's going to jump up greatly.
And Max Perot was leading this thing, I don't know, a minute and a half ago. He's sitting in 6th place now.
Back triple 1440, too easy for Max Perot. Cab 16 to start things off, follows that up with that back triple 14. He's just landing so solid, you know? Slopestyle was tough yesterday. Visibility wasn't all there.
It was great.
The jumps were running a little bit slow. And we're seeing some uncharacteristic falls from Max Perot, but make no mistake, he's coming back.
So here's Kyle Mack. He's got to start making some moves as he's sitting in that 9th place. And Craig, I also want to highlight the ladies of snowboard big air and the Japanese podium takeover last night. The first time in history we've ever seen that at the X Games.
The way that the women rode on this jump last evening was something to be remembered. The level of riding has never been seen, ever. There was tricks like double backside rodeos, back double 12s, frontside 1080s. These are all absolutely groundbreaking tricks in the women's field, and the fact that all of them were landing them every single time, that was a very, very special event.
Yeah, congrats to Miyabi Onitsuka, the X Games rookie winning gold. But here's Darcy Sharp sitting in that top 6 in that 5th spot.
Goes yard on the back triple, so he's got a front triple, back triple added to that, and that switch back 12 switch tail grab. I love the way Darcy Sharp is riding this weekend. He's taking the approach of, hey,
totally,
just land. do my tricks, don't worry about anybody else. That got him through the slopestyle limbs. There's no reason he can't get through this big air limbs with the way he's riding right now.
So Mons Royslin, who has looked oh so good, sitting in second place in our live rankings.
So Mons adds the backside triple. Now the backside triple for a lot of these guys is probably one of their easiest triples. I like the way that everybody's gone like back 16 triple, cab 16. We saw Mons, the run previous to that, go switch back triple 16. They get that one big score, they add the back triple to it, and now they can go to work.
Yeah, you see the strategy involved, and how about the flow? Everyone's landing what they're set out to do. It's been, what, since attempt 1, we haven't seen somebody right away?
And we've seen a lot of snowboarding. I mean, that's what I love about this jam format. You're not sitting at the bottom looking up for score. We've seen 3 runs from almost everybody, and there's still 11 minutes left on the clock, Brando.
Mons in the top spot now. Here's Torgeir Bergrum sitting in that 6th spot.
And that's what I mentioned, that cab triple. Held back on it last run, kept it to a cab double 10, but here goes upside down 3 separate times. Really want to see T-Bird put that one down.
Yo, Aizawa sitting in 9th.
Had the back triple last run. Does he go back 16 or does he go front side? I'm saying front side. Wow, frontside 1440. The way he whips that last 360 around, very reminiscent of the American Red Gerard. Very flexible hips.
Yo landed a backside quad cork 1800 at a big air event late last year.
New Zealand, the Jossie Wells event.
The Jossie Wells Invitational. So we know he's got that bag, but he's got to put some runs down for that overall impression. Rene Rinikongas, who now for some reason is sitting in 8th place, has to get on his horse here and put something down.
And ups the difficulty. So last run we saw front 12 here, like Yo we just saw, front side 1440. 4 full times around, grabbing melon. That is definitely going to help. But the consistency, you know, these guys are good. These guys are great. These are very, very difficult tricks, and they are landing back to back to back to back.
Chris Corning sitting in 5th.
Cab 1260 from Chris Corning. So I'm put down that back triple. He's going to add a cab 1260 to that. Yuki Kodono just moving up a couple spots there.
Under 10 minutes to ride with here in the big air elimination.
We can't stress it enough. Top 6 go through. So right now, Chris Corning sitting in 5th. Torgeir Bergrum is on that bubble spot. Yuki Kodono, however, he's looking pretty safe in that number 3 position. Had that perfect back triple. 16-20, does he go? Ooh, keeps it mellower. We know he's got to switch back 16. That, however, switch double back 12. I gotta ask you this question. Do you save it a little bit?
You know, you just said Yuki's in a pretty good position as he's in the top 3.
Yeah.
Again, the advantage of getting more reps on this jump cannot be overstated enough. But at the same time, if you're going to get onto that final, you've got a longer jam, and you've got guys like Sven and your brother Mark that you got to compete with.
It's true. And probably this guy too. Max Perot front triple in your face. That was so well done.
Simply put, Max is on a mission.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw it in Norway, and it's just more of the same. As you said, had his struggles yesterday in the slopestyle qualifying, but this is Max's event.
Yeah, has had so much success, the most success in big air.
I mean, it shouldn't be a shock that right there is the guy who's won this event 5 times before.
And he just leapfrogs into first position there, so Brandon, Max looking good.
All is right here in Aspen. More from the men's snowboard big air elimination when we return.
What's going on, guys? You guys have been talking about Kyle Mack earlier in the bat and tricks that he has. I was chatting to him during practice and asked him what he
Hey, what's up, everybody? Hope you're enjoying this big air elimination right now. Max Perot doing what Max Perot does there on his last run. But we want to respond to some of the comments of you guys who are watching on YouTube. I just saw somebody asking about Takeru Atsuka and hoping that he's okay. Unfortunately, injuring his knee severely. You were actually here when it happened in Aspen a few months back.
Yeah, just down the road at Aspen Snowmass. We were shooting for our X Games movie docu-series called Brothers McMorris, and that was our final episode. Takeru was absolutely destroying this hip. I went down very, very hard. He's got surgery. He's on the mend. We're going to see him next year for sure.
Yeah, so Takeru Atsuka, our defending gold medalist, unfortunately in Big Air, will not be out here competing. So we'll have a new gold medalist in 2020.
I can't wait, guys.
He does, and like you say, you want to save it for finals, but if he's still sitting lower down in that leaderboard to bump up into that top 6 and move on, that'll do it.
Well, just to remind you out there, we talked about it before, we want to encourage you, you massive X Games fans out there, there's an opportunity that you just can't jump on.
Welcome back to the Real Cost Men's Snowboard Big Air Elimination here from day 2 at X Games Aspen. Picture perfect day here at Buttermilk Mountain. You could not ask for better conditions, Craig.
You can't ask for better conditions, you can't ask for a better start list, and you can't ask for a better format. This new jam session where everything counts has lent us the ability to see how consistently good these guys are. It's absolutely crazy. We have seen very few falls.
No, yeah.
And they're doing extremely hard tricks.
So here's Kyle Mack sitting in 9th. If you're just joining us, the top 6 will be moving on to tomorrow's final.
Oh my God! Oh! Kyle Mack taking a shot. He could have laid up, could have got on in regulation, but you know, he pulls out the wood and goes for the green right there.
Now, obviously, a massive trick warrants attention from our judges. There's no doubt about it. But unlike previous years, if you remember in Big Air, when guys were trying to stare history in the face, dare I say a quad or something like that, you might go after it run after run after run, because you know if you've got that one and just one other solid trick, you're looking at a gold medal.
It's true.
Throw that out the window because it's a different type of strategy here.
It's very true. I just like the way Kyle Mack, you know, he was sitting in 9th, needed something big, so tried that triple toe-dio. Darcy Sharp spinning off the toes as well. Frontside 10 nose grab. Now you notice a lot of guys, when they're coming in on that toe side edge, they'll spin backwards. So they'll put their back towards the landing, chest towards the takeoff, initiating that backside rotation. When you spin off the toes, you jump up, you get a lot of pop, and you throw your chest forward. The way Kyle Mack just did it, he went off kilter 3 times. The way Darcy Sharp did it, stayed upright a little bit more. Three full 360s from Darcy Sharp.
Darcy's having himself a moment after qualifying in slope style yesterday. Here's Mons Royson. Let's head out to DC for more from the course. DC, what's going on, man?
Hey guys, Mons Royson right now on course there with that cab 12, but Kyle Mack coming through there, and the frustration on his face because he was so close to getting that triple toe-dio, but his exclamation, he came right up to me and he was like, oh, it's so scary pulling that, trying that trick here in Big Air, but these guys putting on a great show, and I'm loving it. You guys digging what you're seeing?
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think this format, Big Air's been jammed for a while. We know that. So the pacing's always been great. But it just allows these riders to know that every run truly counts, and there's an opportunity to impress the judges.
Cab triple from T-Bird. Oh, so he got the flips around, but needed another 180 to make that a true cab triple 1440. Torgeir Bergrim battling this trick here. I really want to see him get another run because that is that's pretty new for Torgeir right now.
Yo Aizawa, the X Games rookie, just outside of the top 6. What can he put down right now, Craig, to get into that finals conversation with under 6 minutes to ride with?
Did a great back triple. Did a great frontside 1440. He's got to go back 16. Or just cab. Back quad. Back quad 18.
We knew that he had it.
Now, the way that he does it is a lot different than if you've watched Chris Corning do the quad. He goes very, very upside down. The way Yo does it, he kind of dips off kilter 4 separate times. It's not like really upside down when he's spinning, but watch him go again. There, that's that 4th dip. Now, that's pretty court, though, if you're going to ask me. Now, this jump is big. It's very, very big, but you got to go absolutely yard if you want to do 4 full off-kilter dips.
Rene Rinikongas sitting in 8th place right now in our current rankings.
And then switch, spinning cab. Cab, 1440. So we saw him do that front side 1440. Then he goes fakie to fakie, 1440. 4 full rotations. And that was clean. He got so much pop on that switch takeoff, almost more than on his regular one.
Chris Corning sitting in that bubble spot, that 6th spot. Chris has to come correct here.
Frontside 1440, much cleaner than his previous one, so I think that will improve, you know, where he's standing. But I don't see it putting him in that top 4. Maybe ahead of Rene Rinikongas, who's sitting in 5th right now. Chris Corning sitting in 6th on the bubble. But I want to talk about our leaders in this qualifier thus far. Max Perot, Mons Roislund, and Darcy Sharp. Now, Max Perot and Mons both have 16s.
Yes.
Darcy does not have a 16 yet, but everything that he has done has been executed perfectly. Off the toes 10, back triple, front triple. That's why he's ahead of Yuki Kodono thus far.
Yeah, it's been a game of variety for Darcy, but here's Yuki Kodono sitting in 4th. Yeah, this will be interesting to watch, particularly with those top 4, Max, Mons, Darcy, and Yuki. As you said before, as Max, Yuki, stays there in 4th. Rene Rinikongas jumping in to 5th place, so he's now in the top 6. How they respond with those ones who feel pretty comfortable with under 4 minutes to go here in the elimination.
Max Perot, he knows he's safe.
There you go.
He's fine.
So Max answers that question for me.
He does. He's safe. Frontside 720 there, but with Max Perot going, the rest of the field will get another run. Still 3 minutes and 9 seconds left on the clock. I really want to see Kyle Mack do this triple Todio again. That is the way that he is flipping through the air. Makes it so difficult to put it down. I had the luck, I guess, of doing a double Todio in the backcountry, and I think when I was landing at POW, it helps you a little bit. With Kyle, there's no POW to grab him. You got to land really 50-50 on your feet.
There you see Torgeir Bergrum. He's just outside of the top 6, sitting in that 7th spot. So he's got to be feeling the heat to try and break into that finals group. So these are last runs. Darcy Sharp knows that he's probably safe sitting in that 3rd spot as we approach the 2-minute warning.
Left foot forward for Darcy Sharp. I wonder if he's going to do that toe side rotation again. Oh, backside 180. Oh, backside 3, a little tuck knee.
But as you said, really impressive to watch Darcy's style of riding without necessarily matching those 16s of the guys in front of him, or behind him for that matter, and placing him into that finals group. It's going to be really fascinating to watch him tomorrow.
I'm excited because I know he's got a little bit more too. I know he's got a little bit more gas in the tank. He was going about 90%. I want to see him go 100 tomorrow night.
So here's Mons Roislund sitting in 2nd.
Mons Roislund, just like Darcy Sharp and Max Perot, mathematically, once it's official, could not be bumped out right now, as the only people who can really disrupt this party are that gentleman right there.
Torgeir Bergrum sitting in 7th. Now Chris Corning in front of him obviously will get one more run after him, but Torgeir Bergrum's got to come up with something big here.
So he opts out. Oh, but I like to watch that better than the cab triple.
That becomes the philosophical conversation of the judging criteria in this new format, where style absolutely matters and your full body of work takes into consideration.
Now, if Torgeir would have landed 1 or 2 of those cab triples he was trying and then did this, I don't see why he wouldn't be in there, because that switchback 5, the way he goes upside down and then comes out of it with a method, that is so sick, and he is the best at that trick by far. Rene Renacongas is impressed, as are we. But if he would have landed one of those cab triples,
correct,
he should have kept with that switchback 5 as well.
So Rene Renacongas sitting in 5th. He knows nothing is quite guaranteed, with still a couple other names that could potentially play with 5 and 6. So we'll see what, oh, excuse me. That's Yo.
It's Yo. So Yo is going quad on him! Okay. Okay. Can we just cut to Rene's face every time somebody goes?
I want Rene with me at all times for jokes and applause and just positive outlook. Yo has the quad. We knew it. Would he pull it out here? And he does.
1,800. 5 full 360s.
Let's look at this landing.
5 times around. Not the cleanest thing we've seen all day. Definitely lands with a lot of weight on his back foot. Puts his hand down, wheelies out, but I mean.
But the judges have to love that. Is that enough to get him into the top 6? Yes, and you don't see his name up there, but he is actually in 4th, according to our leaderboard. So that bumps Rene into 6th.
Oh, Rene! Back 16? I don't think we've ever seen Rene Renacongas do that.
I don't believe so either, and wow, you want to talk about a critical time to put down a trick perhaps we haven't seen you do in a contest? That would be the time.
Wow, so Yo, with that quad, jumps into 4th position. That put Rene into the bubble spot in 6th. He puts this down, looks pretty safe because as
it bumped out Chris Corning.
It did.
Who's going to drop in now. So now Corning is on the way out. The finals are essentially on the line right now for Chris Corning.
One jump, winner take all. Oh! He loads up the quad cannon and fires one, but unfortunately doesn't put it down.
Wow. And you got to wonder if Rene doesn't land that right before him, does that change up the strategy?
I would believe it has to.
Because no one, only Yuki and Max were going after Chris, who were already in.
But what could have, this is my question to you, what could have Chris Corning done? Because we've seen him do a lot of tricks already. Well, I think even if Rene, even if we say that, he still would need that quad. That's just my opinion.
But Rene was on the outside looking in and basically bumped out Chris Corning with that trick to get in there with that 16.
Yes.
So that forced Chris to come up with something big, because if Rene doesn't land that or a chuck of that magnitude, Chris is still sitting in that 6th spot.
And essentially he could have used that run as a victory lap.
Yeah.
Because he already knows he's safe. Okay, I see, yeah.
So this looks to be our top-ranked qualifier. Obviously nothing official until we're done, but Max Perot back in familiar territory. And here's the thing, Craig.
What's the thing?
An amazing comeback story for Max. As you know, had to take last season off to battle cancer.
Yep.
Comes back 2 months removed from his last chemo treatment at X Games Norway. Wins it.
Yep.
But this is the stage, X Games Aspen, that has meant so much to his career.
And I want to make this point really, really quickly, because a lot of people don't know this. When Max won that gold in Norway, after that event, there was a come down. There was a big, big come down for Max. So in my opinion, I think that this event is harder than Norway.
Agreed. Agreed. And does it surprise you whatsoever that Max Perot is our top-ranked qualifier? As you see, our group of 6, Rene Renacongas is able to get in there essentially on his last trick, Craig.
With that backside 1620, which we have never seen Rene do. So you want to talk about coming in clutch? The Finn does that. He drives standard, he's on the clutch so much.
Wow, what a finish to this men's snowboard big air elimination.
So it is set. We got our 6. They will be joining Mark McMorris and Sven Thorgren, making it an 8-man final. I am very, very excited to call that event with you, Brandon.
So the fans here at Buttermilk really getting a show out on the big air jump today. Day 2 of X Games Aspen. And it's Max Perot. Such laser focus, perhaps the most competitive, not snowboarder, but maybe athlete of anyone here at Aspen. Let's head down to DC, who's with Max.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, hanging out down here with our top qualifier, Max Perot. Now, unfortunately, not able to qualify into slopestyle yesterday. How much did that fuel the fire coming into today's elimination round for Big Air?
Well, I mean, I was hungry for slopestyle and hungry for big air. Unfortunately, slopestyle didn't went really well. I had a huge crash this week on the last jump of the slopestyle, and actually I hurt my ankle and my back. And actually, like, I feel very lucky to be able to ride like that today because I never thought I would be when I had the crash. So really stoked on that.
Well, it was such a beautiful story and so beautiful seeing you in Norway and performing so well and getting back up into that gold medal position. But how sweet is it being back here in Aspen at X Games Aspen?
Feels amazing. X Games Aspen has always been my favorite contest of the year, and last year I was obligated to miss out, so it feels good to be back.
All right, well, bravo, Max Perot. We'll see you in the finals, and definitely hungry to see Max Perot in the finals. Great job out there. Love watching you ride, brother. Welcome back.
Well, Max Perot will look to add to his 8 career big air medals, 10 overall, including a gold and a silver in slopestyle. But there's a look at our start list for tomorrow night's final. Rene Renakongas, Yuki Kodono, we got an X Games rookie in the list, by the way. Darcy Sharp, Mons Roysland, Max Perot, Sven Thorgren, and Mark McMorris. Wow. A little something for everyone in that big air finals group. What a day out here at X Games Aspen. For DC and Craig McMorris, I'm Brandon Graham saying thanks so much for watching. More to come here from X Games.
Get that many medals. It's just crazy to think that Mark's got that opportunity tomorrow night in the big air, also in the slopestyle as well. But yeah, it's going to be a great job.
We got Snowmobile Freestyle coming up later today, and I think that's around 5 o'clock, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's also another athlete in Snowmobile Freestyle who could tonight tie that record for Sean White. I believe that's Joe Parsons.
That would also be insane because he's riding one of those snowmobiles. I know snowboarding is one thing, a lot more spins and stuff, but I can't even imagine jumping one of those snowmobiles